Okay, I am back. Okay, so we have the three things here. Okay. Actually, chapter 11 looks like it's going to be probably bigger than 20 pages. Uh, but I'm not going to, I guess. Okay. What about it's actually going to be kind of easy to do this too because there's like not much to it. I don't know why I have it. Sometimes you have like a theme song in your head, like you're, I don't know, just, and you're just like, I don't know, making noises. So that's what I'm doing. Sorry, apologies for that, but yeah. So, Holly seems well built. Niches carved into the sides, and niches are carved into the sides with busts of famous dwarves. At the end of a hastily erected wall, abruptly cuts into one of the niches. It almost seems as though the hallways extend past the cutoff. Occasional rumbling, hissing, and clanging shakes the room, loosening bits of plaster. Roland kicks the wall, knocking off loose parts of the plaster. Uh, Roland grabs a nearby shovel. Okay. Um, dealing. So we'll knock off loose parts of the blaster. Uh, seems like metal. Uh, Now, we're gonna delete. I'm gonna delete this, and I'm gonna say, um, looking around, Roland notices, um, a few left over mining implements. I guess I don't need to say leftover. Let's see some here. Roland sees an old pickaxe, a shovel, and a crowbar. Um, okay, hit one. Actually, let's do something here. Pickaxe, shovel, and crowbar. Pickaxe, shovel, crowbar. Okay, that's good. Hit one to use the pickaxe on the wall. Hit two to use the shovel. Hit three to use the crowbar. Okay. Pickaxe, shovel, crowbar. Okay, so what we want to do here is go and grabs the pickaxe and starts swinging, pulling off large chunks of plaster and wood. Eventually, it all ends up on the floor to reveal a huge iron door. Which takes a key to unlock. The key found in the book. He unlocks it, turns the heavy wheel, and pulls it open. Okay, that's good actually. Okay, let's copy. We're gonna copy this. Copy. Okay, and we're gonna duplicate it here. Paste. And this is the shovel legend. And gives the wall a few good lights. Right, so large chunks of plaster and wood. Large chunks of plaster end up on the floor, revealing a huge iron door. With a small keyhole. He he unlocks the door. heavy wheel, pulls it open. Okay, and then paste. Oh, shoot. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Okay. I grabbed crowbar, starts to gouge plaster on the wall. Well, goes cover this. It takes a bit more effort than the pick or shovel would, but it manages to do the job. Is the key found? He unlocks the door, turns the heavy wheel, and pulls it open. Okay, so that part is done. The reveal. It has a massive machine with multiple arms tipped with pickaxes. There's a hose running further into the rock, with steam occasionally sputtering from it. The arms are still swinging at regular intervals, and a gash has been carved into the rock. Even though they can't do any more damage, Roland still needs to shut down the machine to get past it. Okay. I need to do the same thing with it. I need to, and we're only going to do two extra pages here. Okay. So, um, so this is page 11, and we're going to start with 16 and 17. So we're going to copy page 11, and then we're going to name 16 and 17. Copy 1 and 2. That. Rename. We're going to name this 16. Uh, and we're going to rename this 17. Honestly, I wish I did kind of number these in concordance with like each of the three paths. I wish I would have been able to group them together by number. I probably still can. I could go in to all the chapter 11 ones and renumber them. But it might take some time anyways. It'll kind of take like quite a bit of I don't know, quite a bit of numbering. renumbering. I have to renumber it, and then I have to run one of the scripts to update everything. I don't know. I might still do that, but I'm not sure if it's worth doing it. We'll see. I don't know. I might could still do it. Hmm. Secrets of Goblin Town. Secrets of Goblin Town. Uh, Yeah, I don't know. It would make it. I guess it would make it more logical if I read numbered. That also means that it's going to take me even longer to finish this other two chapters because I have to still have to mess with this. Um, Let me think. I guess I guess I should go ahead and finish this first. Pardon-moi. You know what I might could do? Something here. We got up to Romeo and Juliet. What do we got here? Machine, the oversized dwarf. Okay, we're talking title two, right? Find a way. Urban legends, love in foreign realms, the smuggler's gate. I could kind of do this one by one thing, sort of, where hmm, Urban Legends, Love Informed Realms, Smuggler's Gate, right? 2, 3, and 4. Instead of being 2, 3, and 4, I could have it be like 10, 10, like 10, 20, 30, or 20, 30, 40, or something of that nature. I don't know. Okay, let's not worry about that. Let's get this part done, and then okay. So I am just going to go ahead and we're going to rename this to um okay. So has to do with the hose that feeds power. Here. Uh, uh, in an effort to be a little bit more expedient, I'm going to be a little bit more, little less creative here. Um, I'll be creative, I guess, a little bit. Losing steam like that, and then we'll call this push the button. Push the button, Frank. No, let's see. Smack that like button. Uh, let's see. Okay, so when he's gonna chop up the hose that provides the steam power with the pickaxe, and then here he's gonna use any one of the implements, probably the shovel because it's the longest. We'll say the shovel. He's gonna grab the shovel and he's gonna use it to push the button. So the long finger. Nobody will really get that, but I'll get it. And what I mean by the long finger is usually you push a button with your finger. He's going to use the shovel handle to be able to extend his arm far enough to be able to press the button. And so you could think of an extension as of your finger. The long finger. It doesn't really matter. They're not going to see that as a title because it's not an actual title page. Um, okay, so let's actually open these up and okay, 16, losing steam, losing steam, uh, losing steam. Okay. Just save. Uh, and this one's called 17, the long finger. The long finger. Okay. Okay, so these are going to go to the right thing. It's going to go back to the Underground River page. And then let's go ahead and open. Now, which one are we? Okay, so the reveal, right? The reveal. Let's open the reveal. And let's just go ahead and we're going to add this extra door. So we're going to do Control C. We're going to do Control V. We're going to put a comma in here. And then this is the door to losing steam. Door to losing steam. 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 Okay. And then this, of course, is going to 16. Losing steam. That. And then this one will be over to the long finger. The long finger. That's 17. The long finger. Like so. So now everything should point correctly, and I should be able to just reload this, and it should actually be up here at 0. All new rooms, when they're, when they're not actually already placed somewhere, they always end up at 0, 0, and 0, 0 is right here. Even when I add rooms, that's why when I do the layout tool, I'm gonna find a way of adding rooms where your mouse cursor is. So that way you don't have to always go back to 0, 0 coordinates to do that. But that will be in the layout tool. But we'll see here. So let's see what happens. Reload. Save scene. There we go. And I should clear that out because that. There. Like that. Long finger is 17, and so this is supposed to go like that. Check that out. There we go. And then I just have to put the text in there. And when that's done, then that, I am probably going to go ahead and let it, okay, that's all right. Doesn't need to be symmetrical or anything. It just needs to be working right now. Because I think what I'm going to do is, like I said, I think I'm going to do it manually though. And yeah, there's probably some places where I had like merged and removed some pages, and so the numbers aren't 100% consecutive, but that's kind of okay because they kind of still serve their purpose. So now, um, what was I saying? Oh, so yeah, some of the earlier pages are probably not consecutive. Like there'll be some missing some pages in the numbering sequence. But so I think I'll be justified in actually adding uh, making them two-digit numbers, and depending on the which side, Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 there. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 there. And then I'm not sure about this one. If I can keep it, if I can get it under 10, then I can go ahead and do that. So in these ones, and this is, like I said, this is only 7, right? So these would be the first seven. These might be starting with 1, so this might start with 10. Okay. Um, Actually, you know what I should do? I should start these with 10. I should start these with 20, and I should start these with 30. And that way the rest of them kind of retain their deal, and then I can kind of keep them together. They don't have to be consecutive because like some of these are on the the same level or whatever. But just as I'm top to bottom, left to right. So this would be 20. This would be 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. That. Okay. This one would be 10. Okay. Um, yeah. Anyways, this would be 10. This one would be so this would be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This would be 16. Okay. And then this would be 30. That's assuming I am able to keep it under 10 pages, under 10 numbers. So it's actually going to be more than 20 pages here, but that's kind of okay. I'll let it fly just because of the nature of it. Okay, so we need to finish this off, right? Okay. So the first is the reveal one. This is the actual reveal one. Inside is a massive machine with multiple arms, tipped with pickaxe. You know what? I'm gonna start by renaming. I'm gonna start by renaming those first three up there, as in 10, 20, 30. Um, you know what? I'll make. Maybe I'll just do it left or right to make it simpler. So 20 would actually be the lover's patch, the middle one, and 30 would be still be the right, and 10 would be the left. As I'm looking at it, not anything to do with Roland coming through the thing. Although, let's see. Yeah. That doesn't matter. The numbering doesn't matter versus the side. That's why I wanted the one on the side. That's why I swapped them though. I swapped them. Okay. Inside a master machine, multiple arms tipped with pickaxes. There's a hose running further into the rock, with steam occasionally sputtering from it. The arms are still swinging at regular intervals, and a gash has been carved into the rock. Um, you know what I think I'm gonna do? Sorry, I interrupting myself again. Feel like I fall back forever. Skull spotter. You can follow or not follow if you want to. But you should be in here because you want to watch me make a game. And even if it's too boring for you, or if there's no interest in my game, then you don't have to come in here. I'm not here for like just the blind follows and stuff like that. So that's just the thing. If you have something interesting, I might check you out and I might follow you if you're making a game or if you're even doing anything. It doesn't really matter exactly, but if you're legit. But just coming in here and saying if you like, I follow back forever. Just following to follow so you get more followers. I'm not doing that. Anyways, if you're here to watch me or listen, great, or talk with me, or even if you're have don't really care about what I'm doing in the stream and you just want to chat, because some people just pop in because they like chatting with people. So that's cool too. Just not for advertising, for like fake follows and stuff like that. Anyways, let's go. Let's get back into it. Yeah. Oh, what I was gonna say about the Smuggler's Gate is I have to. There's gonna be like a little puzzle there. There's gonna be a riddle with how to arrange the wall sconces, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna have some way that's like a combination lock. So like you have to arrange it in different patterns or whatever, and what I'll do is it'll just be a sequence, and it'll be a thing where you I don't know, yeah, that kind of thing might be a 3 by 3 grid. 3 by 3 grid means that you get to choose where to start. Well, that isn't entirely true either. I could do a thing where you have 3 configurations that you have to do. So you have to choose the right configuration, and then there should be a way to reset. Um, I'm thinking of this in puzzle terms later when I actually make the puzzle. I'll have to think about that for a bit. Now, anyways, let's go back in this. Gas has been carved into the rock. Even though they can't do any more damage, Roland still needs to shut down the machine to get past it. Um, there's a hose, right? So the hose is already there. Um, okay, I'm going to delete that. Um, it seems the hose is bringing steam to power the machine. There's also a button, also a big red button. Beside a big green button. Okay. On the side. Uh, okay, so hit one to grab a pickaxe. To grab the pickaxe from the tunnel. Now, hit one uh to try to stop the machine via the hose, via the steam hose. Hit 2 to find a way to press the big red button. Okay, so presumably the big green button is the start and the big red button is the stop. So that's just the way I'm doing that. I don't know how it is in other countries, but in the US, a red light means stop and a green light means go, and a yellow light means get ready to stop. It almost might as well say yellow means stop and red means stop, but one means green, green means go, yellow means a soft stop, uh, red means a hard stop, or something. Anyways, find a way to press the big red button. Try to stop the machine via the steam hose. Okay. And it's going to require him getting two of the implements. So that'll be cool. So this is the steam here. Uh, The only thing Roland can think of to stop the machine from getting power is by cutting the hose. He goes back into the other part of the hallway and grabs the pickaxe. After swinging the pick a few times, he manages to sever the hose from its source. The machine starts sputtering and then comes to a stop. Okay. Now let me check something real quick, and which is this. At the end is a fountain. It's nearby. At the end is a fountain. Okay, so losing steam. Let's go back into it. He walks past the part of the hallway with the. He walks past the machine and continues down the corridor. Okay, do that. Now let's go ahead and edit this one and say, realizing the big red button is probably the stop button. Noticing the two big buttons on the side, he surmises the red button is for stopping the machine. He runs back into the former part runs back to where the digging tools are laying and grabs the shovel. With the long handle, he just barely manages to press the stop button. All the arms seem to start swinging less and less until finally the machine is still. Roland easily goes by the dormant machine and walks on further into the hallway. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna break this out and back into two. At the end of the corridor is a fountain and a nearby hatch. The map indicates this hatch accesses an underground river. Okay. Control S. Save data. Okay. So that means everything is as it should be. Okay, so it looks like I got done with the I still might not get chapter 11 done today though, because I still have the other side to do. And I have to come up with a few things there. But let's do something here. Okay. Here, I'm gonna actually make this kind of smallish. Okay. So let's just kind of there, that. Okay, we'll leave it like that. Uh, okay, so let's look at some of my text for the That's awesome. That's good. Let's look at Guide to Daventry. That's not what we want. Smugglers including hints that his grandfather's. It's a famous smuggler and a famous smuggler. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. So, all right. Let's go back to Chat GPT. Okay. So got that path implemented now. My session ends in a little over half hour. Now I have to consider the smuggler's gate path. I don't exactly have an event list or an idea what exactly I want to do. I was going to have him find a historical book that references this famous smuggler, and then find the smuggler's book, probably autobiography or some such. Uh, where there's the riddle about how to get into the entrance. Of course, then you have to arrange the wall sconces in a specific order slash configuration. I can start, I can kind of make things up. Maybe there's a couple of books and they each have a piece, a piece of the combination. A book about a famous smuggler from Enchanted. Book references the second book, The Smuggler's Own, which will find nearby. Reads the journal and discovers a riddle explaining how to open the smuggler's hidden. So proceeds to the hall where the gate is located, find a series of wall sconces along the corridor. One must arrange the sconces in the correct order, configuration, to reveal the entrance. Once the sconces are properly arranged, a secret door opens. Roll the steps to the smuggler's gate. Okay. You get small flavor beats for journal reading without making them extra events. Sconce puzzles. Naturally, a single decision point, arranging the sconces so that um, I don't know how that makes it as a specific decision point. I mean, I suppose I could use the same diamond configuration I used for the book selection, and it would be three methods, three specific configurations, only one of which actually works. It does kind of copy the lover's passage, but it might work if it's a good context. This would be toward the end of the path rather than choosing at the beginning. So I might do that. I'm not sure. I mean, it sounds like a cop out that he didn't do something completely different. Three specific configurations work nightly for the past. Two wrong options could produce small consequences. Catch out the event pass lines. Um, maybe I should find a way of employing a different pattern that kind of does the same thing. How would I do that? What would the different pattern be? I know I've used a deal where I do an inverse. So basically, you have three choices, but you have like one and two, right? So one goes to two, right? So I don't know if you can see that. Look at my video here. Anyways, maybe you see that, maybe you don't. Uh, where where it's like you do one choice and then it opens to the other choices, and then vice versa. So that way you actually have two choices. You still have there's still three separate deals to do, but you only are doing the two. You know, might be able to might be able to do the inversion pattern, or what I sometimes refer to as the in-game pattern. Hmm. Uh, let's see. Let's see if I can find an earlier inversion pattern, because I do have a couple of them in here. Oh, this is an interesting pattern here. This actually, well, this is yeah, but that's not the same thing. I think that would be this one. I think this would be the inversion pattern. I think. Sure. How to steal a totem. Extracting word. Then knockout. Dead Riding Hood. Dead Riding Hood. I don't know if that's the exact right pattern though. So this isn't the right one though, because this starts with two. It's a threesome basically, but the way that you experience is different. So let's see if I can find another example of the aversion pattern. Oh, this is no, I don't know. Is this it? Either right? Because this is actually two itinerary talking plant. Interesting. It's got to be where you have three choices, but then two of the choices go back to one choice. The other choice goes to the two choices, like that. So I gotta have that somewhere here. I like the fact that I got these different kind of patterns in here, though. But huh, it's funny. I don't know. Hmm. It's funny. I don't have any examples of the inversion pattern, which is weird. There's a form of it, but it's not uh, what I came up with. So, so let's say I have three choices. You group two of them, either the first two or the last two. two. Um, and then you invert. You on the single choice, it branches to the two remaining choices. If you're on the double choice, it funnels both go back to one. So in the end, you still end up doing all three pages, but the order is based on the grouping. Three choice pages, group two together, say B and C, and the other one stands alone. The single choice branches to the two remaining choices, B and C, while they choosing either from double B or C loops back to single choice A. Results, player experiences all three pages, but the order depends on which branch to make first. Eight. Um, you can diagram it. Oh, let's see what you mean by that. I'm not sure what exactly what it's. Hmm. And the inversion might not work properly because it would mean player um, it would mean that two separate choices can both be correct. Although that wouldn't affect how the player experiences it. For instance, if I choose A and then the remaining are B and C, one of them is the correct. Now, if I did B and C, and then funnel to the last choice, which is A in the inverted side, then see here. Then if I choose A, remaining B and C, let's say C is the correct answer. Honestly, though, I could still make them the same. I could make C work on both correctly, although it wouldn't funnel to A then that way. C, and I have a problem there. But then I pick B or C first, then they both go to the remaining A. A is the correct choice. I mean, I'm not sure if this is good or bad, because the player only will because the player might not know the other paths. And again, if they already played it and find out that the other is also the correct path. I don't know if I'm making sense because I'm sleepy and I'm having a multiple correct paths effect, which might not be a big deal, but which best player hits first, the correct solution might appear in a different spot. From the player's perspective, the puzzle still works. They have to try the arrangements, and only one actually opens the gate the moment they try it. But if the player replays the path, they might notice that another choice also eventually leads them to the correct solution because the loop guarantees all pages are experienced. It's not really a loop, though, either, but potential downside. For type puzzle logic, a replaying player might realize the multiple work, which could feel like it undermines the intended single correct solution. In your case, small interactivity beat near the end of the path, mostly just about showing the mechanism. The inversion pattern could actually work fine. The player doesn't necessarily know the other paths exist unless they replay, so the illusion of choice is preserved. Hmm. Thanks. I have to think about this for a moment. Um, okay, so A, B, and C. C is the correct answer, okay? So you pick choice A, now you got B and C. Choice A is wrong, B and C. Then you pick C, which is right, and it goes to the intended thing. Now, can you do that same thing with the other one? So the other way is B and C. Now, if C is still the correct choice, right? Interesting. If you do C, it goes directly to the correct choice. It's sort of like the diamond pattern that I had, the way I did it. But in this case, if I didn't do it like that, so C could be correct on all things. Hmm. B and C. Only got 15 minutes left today. So I wanted to get this part done, even if I didn't get the rest of the chapter done. Hmm. I could fake it. I have three choices. A, B, and C. So A, B, and C across. Three deals that are they're not actually choices. If you pick A, you go to B, you go to C. C is the correct answer. Okay. B, you go to that might work. It's a little different. It's a new pattern that I just figured out. The stalactite pattern or the upside down steps. Hmm. I just thought of something. A new pattern, either called the stalactite pattern or it. Stalactite? Wait a second. What's going on here? Stalagmite. Stalactite? I thought it was. Oh. So the opposite of stalagmite is stalactite. I thought but that would have also been a G, i.e. stalagmite. Stalactite. I never knew that. I thought that was a G in there too. Stalactites hanging from the ceiling. Remind you the T in stalactite. Remind you of top or ceiling. Stalagmites grow upward from the floor. The G in stalagmite can remind you of the ground. Weird. I never knew that ceiling and ground, that they were C and G respectively. I thought they were both G's. C for ceiling, G for ground. That's actually not a bad idea to think about it. Or it could also be described as the upside down staircase pattern. So you have choices A, B, and C. If you pick A, it automatically goes to B and then to C, and C is the correct answer. If you pick B, it just goes to C. If you pick C, that's just the only answer. It still feels like agency, but it does so with the fewest amount of pages. I just kind of thought that up. I could just do that. New pattern I figured out. Yeah, because visually it's exactly that. Each choice strips down to the next until you reach the correct solution at the bottom. A, B, and C. Flow A goes to B, goes to C, correct. Pick B goes to C, correct. Pick C, already the correct one. Key advantage is minimal page, no looping back, unlike the inversion pattern. Preserves the illusion of agency. The only bottom C page matters for success, so you don't have the complication of multiple paths appearing correct on replay. Easy to implement in linear-ish event paths. It's kind of elegant because the stairs naturally guide the player down to the solution without any dead ends or extra branching. No thanks. I can use this. So that's good. Although it looks like I almost don't have enough time to finish this. But at least the wall sconce puzzle is finished, so to speak. I still have to come up with the riddle for the correct combination. For like a riddle puzzle. It's just when you pick A or B, it will do the wall sconces in the wrong order. And actually, now, that's an interesting way to do the pattern. They could all go to the same B and C pattern. The right order in choice C. Um, maybe later, either if I get time tonight or for sure tomorrow. Um, Also, the stalactite pattern doesn't even need to exactly um, that in the pages they can each refer to the same page. So then it becomes something like A, B, C. Um, Now, here, let's do this. Wait, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. Hmm. Actually, I'd have to draw this when I... Do I have anything to... Does Linux Mint have a simple drawing utility? That's all I need. I don't even need... I don't really need anything here. Okay, that's fine. Uh, so A, B, oop, B, C, like that. Um, one goes to here, one goes to here like that, one goes to here like that. Shoot, now it's only 3 pages, which is okay. A, B, C, like that. Oh, uh, erase that. Okay. A, B, and C. Pick B. Uh, so you, in other words, you have the choice A, B, and C. So if you, so if you do bump, bump, bump like that, so that goes here. Okay. Becomes something like A. 1, 2, 3. No, center. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. B. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. See that. Then we can just do backslash. Where's my backslash? Backslash. Oh, and C. Alright, let's do this a little bit differently too. Enter. Enter. And we do the choices like this. Okay, that's alright. That. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, it still describes it, but same content. So you change the player's perceived order without creating extra pages. Usually starts higher on the select type while pass eventually funneled out of the seat. Players feel easy because they pick a choice, but you only have one actual puzzle resolution page. Okay, that's actually not a bad idea. Okay. Can you think of any other place that would make a good decision point? I don't really have. Uh, no, we're talking about the smuggler's gate path. The abandoned hallway path is already finished. Maybe it's getting too long for the conversation. Here, I'm gonna expand this out a little bit. Two or three books references in the famous smuggler. Player could choose which one to read first. Only one leads the most efficiently to the riddle. Uh, all right. Hmm. I also thought of something where, in order to get the complete riddle, now it might involve a lot of extra pages, which we don't really need either. Have to look into 2 or 3 books, and to be in any order, so it has to be obvious what the actual order should be. Um, um, honestly, the stalactite pattern should not be in both places. It's going to be for the actual wall sconce sequence puzzle. So I have to think of a possible different pattern. I have the pattern that goes through three different choices to hit each one. That's 15 pages. That's too big. Then I have a short circuit 3x3 pattern where you get to choose the first one you pick, but then it goes through the other two choices linearly. And finally, the ultra compressed, just 3 pages with uh, the order in the single page, i.e. Page 1 equals book in book 1, then book 2, then book 3. Page 2, look at book 2, then 1, and then 3. Book 3. Then book 2, then book 3. Page 2, look at book 2, then 1, then 3. Page 3. Look at 1, 2, and 3. 2, 1, and 3. And 3. 2, and then 1. Essentially, I'll get hit, but super compressed makes it only 3 extra pages. So I make them kind of simple pages on purpose, even though the puzzle would still be like a really full-fledged puzzle. So it would that would be 3 pages, and this would be 3 pages. It'd only be a max of the extra 6 pages for that, which is good. Minimum pages. All books are always read. Order choice feels real. Only first choice is agency. Then it's linear for the rest. For your purposes, the ultra compressed 3 pagers make sense if you want to save pages. No need. I'm supposed to be done by now. So I guess I just convinced myself to do that. Compressed 3-page option for the books, and then the stalactite pattern for the wall sconces. Should be pretty good. Only 6 pages. The abandon. Only 6 pages. Just having them feel differently is the good thing. And even though you'll only be able to play, you'll play through the beginning. Okay, well, time's up for today. So I'll talk to you in the next. Okay, I'm gonna do something that I do sometimes. I'm gonna do my little recording, and then I will end the stream. So today is Thursday, March 12th, 2026, and today, what I did is I got most of I got the abandoned hall path completely done. Everything's finished, and then I also started on the Smuggler's Gate path by figuring out how I'm going to do the puzzles and stuff in it, so I have an idea of how to implement it next time. So that's about it. Okay, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow or the next time, whatever. Thank you for watching part 2.